YouTube world, back at it once again. Instant Classic 8 coming on here. It is about going on 1 a.m. But I wanted to come on here and give quick thoughts on tonight's pay-per-view event from AEW. This is my first AEW review, I think. I don't think I've reviewed any of their shows. Again, I want to talk about them for sure in the future, but at least for tonight, I want to come on here and give my thoughts on the show. This was AEW Revolution. This was their fourth pay-per-view. I've ordered all of them, and I can say that I probably enjoyed Double or Nothing from last May a little bit more, but this was, in my opinion, better than All Out, and this was vastly better than Full Gear for sure. I don't think there was anything bad on this show at all. There were some things that were absolutely fantastic. Some things that didn't really hit its mark for sure. But again, I don't think anything was necessarily bad. I don't want to go over everything. I didn't see the pre-show. I was traveling at that time, but the show opened up with Jake Hager and Dustin Rhodes. I thought this match was fine. It was interesting for them to open the show with this. Normally you want to open the show with something a little bit more exciting, and I thought they would probably open with Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara, but this was the opener. Jake Hager had his wife on ringside. They had a weird makeout session before the match, but it actually played into the match later on, which Dustin did a little sexual assault where he walked up to his wife and kissed her, and that was just kind of weird. But the match was fine. You know, Hager, he of course he's an MMA fighter, so a lot of the stuff that he had in his match, a lot of the style was about mixed martial arts and whatnot. There came a point where Dustin went for a armbar, and I don't know, it was just kind of weird because I just could not believe there was any chance that Hager could tap out to any type of submission, especially when he's still fighting right now. He ended up winning with a head and arm choke, one of my favorite submissions, not only just in wrestling, but altogether in mixed martial arts. He won with a head and arm choke. It was fine. I thought it went a little bit longer. I wish it would have gone a little bit shorter for sure, but again, the match was fine. Then we did get Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. This match was not that long. It was more of a sprint for sure, but honestly, you need shows or you need matches on shows that are sprints, and this was definitely one of them. Darby came out immediately and went for a tope on Guevara. He went for a tope later on in the match, and I think he clipped his leg on the rope because he actually didn't get all of the tope, and he actually ended up, it looks like he bonked his head either against Sammy Guevara's back or maybe against the guardrail, but it just didn't look too good. But Sammy hit insane. They were brawling on the outside. He puts Darby on a table, and he hits a 630 to the outside on a table. It's just insane. Again, they were just going back and forth. A lot of crazy spots. Top rope Spanish fly. Darby Allin ended up getting the win. He hit the he hit the coffin drop on Sammy. Again, it was a very quick match, but I'm interested. I'm curious to see what they can do possibly in the future. They actually set up at the end of the match where Darby was going to get revenge on Sammy for what he did a couple weeks ago when it came to pretty much jamming the skateboard into his throat and messing him up, and they were going to play on that, but Hager came out and saved Sammy. So I feel like there could be a possibility because they did have Drax Express on the outside. Maybe they could be involved in some match in the next couple of weeks. They did promote that the Dynamite episode, I believe at the end of the month, and they're going to be in Jersey. They're going to do the Match Beyond, which is basically War Games. So I'm very curious to see who they're going to have in that, but I felt like with the way this match ended that they're probably going to be some type of participants in that for sure. And then we went to, I don't know if this is my match of the year, but I mean, it's in the running for sure. I mean, my match of the year is either going to be Ospreay and Takahashi, or it's going to be Ibushi and Okada. But this is right in the running. Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus the Young Bucks for the tag titles. For everybody who doubted Kenny Omega, that say he didn't have it anymore when he left Japan, they said this and that, and God, this week he just proved everybody wrong. On Dynamite, he had an excellent, which I would have said probably the best match in AEW history. He had an excellent match. with Pac. A 30-minute Iron Man match was just insane. But he followed it up. He had that great match. And he followed it up with here the tag match. And I feel like everyone knew this match was going to be great, but my goodness, just everything that they did in this match. I'm not even going to go over everything just because there's so much stuff in here, but just the callbacks that they had in this match to what they've gone through in their past, not only as tag team partners, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Hangman, but as the group with the Elite and even the people who were in the Elite. Like they referenced Marty Scurll in this match. They referenced Kota Ibushi. They did the Golden Triangle. They did the Golden Trigger. The Bucks did the Golden Trigger, which was just insane. Kicked out of that. They kicked out of the Buckshot V-Trigger combo. There was a point where Heyman actually hit I forgot who he did it on, but he actually hit the One-Winged Angel himself. It was just, again, there's no point of going over everything with it. You just have to see this match. They went like 30 minutes, just a little over 30 minutes. It did not feel it. Again, the storytelling was just out of this world. Definitely the best match in AEW history. I guess you can say that. Cody and Dustin is up there. Again, Pac and Omega is up there. But yeah, I think this is probably the best one for sure. I think is without a doubt the best match we've seen so far in AEW. Kenny Omega and Heyman ended up retaining. They did tease at the end possible Heyman turning on Omega. That something's coming down the line. The crowd booed the Young Bucks, which honestly, the Young Bucks, they're natural heels. So I would hope they kind of go down that road where they just turn those guys heel. And what I love about the AEW crowd is that they play along properly to these to these people that's in here in the ring, and when they have heels, they boo them. When they have faces, they cheer them, and it's not necessarily they're forcing themselves, but they play along with the show. And I feel like because of that, what we saw tonight, they should definitely just turn the Young Bucks heel. I think it would be very good, and just interested to see what they're going to do with the Bucks in the future. I mean, these guys, this is their second tag title shot, I believe. They lost first to SCU, and now they lost to Hangman and Omega. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they do with that. Poor Nyla Rose and Chris Statlander. There's no way they could have followed that tag title match at all. But they went out there. I felt like this should have been a sprint. This should have been 5-6 minutes. Just go out there, do some moves, and then Nyla Rose could kind of go over. Even like in convincing fashion, it would have been nice. But I think they went like 12 minutes. Oh, man. I mean, they tried. It's just that the whole crowd was just exhausted after that tag match. Sitting here at home, like literally, I was sweating buckets just watching that match. I had to go take a shower. It was too much. But again, these girls, they tried. It's really hard to follow that. The last minute of this match was kind of scary. They did like a top rope spot with like trying to do like a suplex. And then Nyla Rose tried to do like a power bomb thing off top rope. It was very sloppy and it was very scary. Honestly, I thought somebody was going to get hurt, but Nyla Rose retained. We'll see what she does in the future. MJF versus Cody. This was again all storytelling. MJF is very young. I feel like he's got a lot to learn for sure. I don't think the match was all that great. I didn't hate it at all. Because, again, I thought the storytelling was really good. They had Wardlow on the outside, Brandy and Arn Anderson was out there. Basically the thing was that Cody got greedy. He was pretty much dominating. I won't say dominating, but he had the advantage on MJF. He pulled off his his weight belt. It's 1:00. His weight belt, and he hit MJF once with it. Then Paul Turner came over. He tried to get the belt from him, and he's basically just begging, like, one more time. Paul Turner let him do it. He hits him again, and then it came down to Cody hit the crossroads on MJF, picked him up again, he tried to hit him again, or actually I think he tried to hit it 3 times, and then the third one, MJF got out of it. He had to load it, or he had the ring, and then he hit him with a loaded punch and ended up winning the match. And Again, it's just Cody just kind of being greedy. Was the story with it, and I'm definitely interested to see. And this match didn't need to have a blow off, not right now for sure. They definitely can continue with this, even if they don't go with it immediately, maybe back in the future. But honestly, this is again a story that they can continue going on with before Cody actually gets his revenge on MJF. Pac versus Orange Cassidy. This match was a lot of fun. This was exactly what you needed before the main event. The whole thing was Orange Cassidy was going to try, and he definitely tried, and it was exciting. And he went out there and he busted out a lot of moves. Pac was just probably like the perfect guy he can do this with because he played along with the character so well. He ended up winning with the Brutalizer, but again, just seeing Orange Cassidy out there, just seeing the crowd react to them, it was a lot of fun. Definitely one of my favorite matches on the show, along with Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin, and of course the tag title match. And then the main event, you had Jon Moxley against Chris Jericho. Moxley ended up winning the title, which was really cool. I think I would have been, I was cool either way, honestly. I really enjoyed Jericho being the champion, but of course his matches aren't all that great. It's just, he had a great match with Tanahashi early this year, but, other than that, his matches aren't all that great. And Jon Moxley was, he was very hot, and I think they need to capitalize on it for sure. Of course, they had the whole thing with Jericho blinding the right eye of Moxley. Moxley ended up pulling off the eye patch to kind of show that he was. The commentary was saying he was faking it. I don't know if that was the case. Maybe just kind of got healed or something like that. But again, he ended up winning with the Death Rider, or not Death Rider. What is it called in AEW? It's called the Paradigm Shift. Probably. The double arm DDT. He ended up winning with it. Cut a cool promo at the end. You can see the dude was like super passionate and very excited for it. So again, the match wasn't all that great. It wasn't bad for sure. I mean, I definitely didn't hate the match. It's just, Jericho, he can only do so much in the ring. But honestly, that's his style. That's kind of what his character is. So it's only what you can expect. Oh, I should say that both of them had excellent entrances. Moxley came from the streets of Chicago and came through the crowd, which was awesome. Jericho had a choir that sung his song before he came out, and of course he had the choir of the crowd sing it with him. It was just really cool atmosphere. They do a lot to make it seem like a big fight feel, and that's one thing I love about AEW is that they try. They really try. And that's all I ask for. If they continue to try and try to give me what I want, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue about everything, but if I see the attempt that you're trying to give me what I want, I'm going to continue to support. And I really enjoyed this show. I thought this was probably the second best AEW pay-per-view there's been, but the main thing is it makes me look forward to the next 8 weeks of Dynamite and then where they're going to go as far as the anniversary show, the first show, which will be Double or Nothing in May. So I'm definitely excited to see where they're going to go with it. We got some debuts probably coming up. There's a lot of guys' contracts coming up. So we're going to see some exciting things coming up here in the future. But let me know what you think about this pay-per-view and what are you excited for when it comes to AEW in the future. Until then, I am Mr. Classgate. Peace.